diddly dee, the podcast life for me. It's like, what's up, you guys? Thank you so much for pulling up to a brand new episode of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. It's I, your host, here to do the absolute freaking most, Bianca B. Givner, aka the Nostalgia Queen, also known as Snow Black. And that's with 2 C's, because I'm cute, but I will cut you. AKA Stephen Bay Smith, here to debate all things Nickelodeon, Disney, Cartoon Network, throwback, 90s, anime, you name it. We're going to talk about Bruno here in the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. Y'all, I got something that's been brewing. I've been thinking about this for like ever. This has been on my mind for the longest. So I'm really excited to get all this out. You know what? I've been thinking on something heavy. It's going to be a bop. I can't wait to get on with this episode. But before we can get to the treat, we got to get through the trick. That's right, y'all. It's time for another very embarrassing status. Y'all, let me go back and see what I have today. And please know when I do this, I'm doing this live. I just go right on my Facebook and just scroll down through my memories and just pick something. Like this is all just, oh Lord, right on the money. Let me see here. So yeah, I don't ever like pick it beforehand. I'm literally just scrolling through and seeing what buffoonery. Okay, I was talking about, let's see, 12. Oh, here's one from 12. I'm sorry, wait, I read it. It's actually kind of funny. It's a good one, actually. I ain't mad at it. I said, a lot of people be saying M-O-B when you get none of that. Not even the O. Oh, Lord. Now, that's actually a good one. For those of you who were some of the children George Bush left behind, M-O-B stands for money over bitches. Okay. You don't get none of that, not even the O, little baby. Love to see it. You guys, thank y'all so much for pulling up to a brand spanking new episode. I got some good heat. I got some nostalgia for you today, little baby. And I can't wait to share it with you all. Now, I've been thinking, and I know this is kind of like late 90s, early 2000s, but it still counts as a throwback. Because some of it you're going to be like, ooh, wee. You're going to remember. And it's really going to be a good time, y'all. Let's hop right into it. I ain't going to waste y'all time. I'm going to give you what you came for. We are talking computer games. That's right, y'all. We are traveling back to 1996. And some even before that, y'all. And we're going to kind of go up and go down and all the way around through our childhood and talk about some of my favorite 90s games. Anybody who knows anything knows that Cartoon Network, okay, at one time, that was heat, okay? Nickelodeon was running things, but then Cartoon Network pulled up in like the early 2000s, late 90s, and was just dominating. I mean, so much so, there's even a commercial that would come on Nickelodeon broadcasting Cartoon Network. And like Double D would be like, oh, we're not even supposed to be on this channel.
Hurry up! We're not even supposed to be on this channel.
Let me get into this, you guys. We're going to talk, you can't talk computer, you can't talk games, all right, without bringing up, you already know we talking Battle Blitz. We already know. Battle Blitz. Now, I was trying to bring some of this up to my husband, and he was like, oh, babe, I remember this one Facebook game. I'm like, no, you don't count. I'm like, because now, granted, the game he was talking about was really, really good, but that was like later on, because I was like, no, babe, this was like, when we was like 12, 13. He's like, oh, by then, I was trying to get
I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that.
Yeah, so he don't know about this. But for those of you who are some nerdy little squares like me, y'all know all about Battle Blitz. This is when Teen Titans, the original OG Teen Titans were on TV killing it. And this game, you could play as any of the Titans, but each Titan had a specific power, obviously, that would help you with whatever level. Now, the thing about that was, maybe Beast Boy could just dominate through this particular villain, but he's not just going to eat through this one villain. And you had to play through, like, I want to say it was the high five you had to try to play against. And so it was a different, person each level. You could play as all 5 of them. And then you would have to beat. And I'm telling you, like, sometimes I think it took me like forever with Robin, because he don't have powers, but like, bruh, some of these levels, like it was easier for him to beat Jinx, but like Mammoth would be beating his ass. Like I'm like, bruh, come on, cuz. Oh my God. But it would not deter me from playing it over and over and over until I got through all 5 of the Titans and got through all of the high 5. Like that could take you hours. Like it could take you all day. Like literally, definitely a bop. If you remember that, give yourself a round of applause because you're lit. Another one on there, Cartoon Network. I used to love, now of course because I'm a girl, okay, I used to love the Powerpuff Girls. The Powerpuff Girls was it. Buttercup was my favorite, surprisingly. I don't know, I feel like whoever your favorite Powerpuff Girl was, kind of like, it says a lot about who you are as a human being right now. Who you are as an adult, like it says a lot about you. Buttercup was my favorite. I loved her because she was bold, she was badass, and I was like, I wish I could fight like her, because I knew how to run my mouth. I didn't know how to fight though. So I was just like, look, as long as I'm funnier than this person, maybe they won't beat me up.
Baby, you can't fight.
Who can't fight? I will not fight.
Wrongo. It's like, no, don't get it twisted. I ain't just get beat up. All right, let's just move along.
I hit this one dude. He was ran up on me. I was like,
Buttercup was my favorite Powerpuff, okay? And in this game, you could, I think it was called it was a pillow fighting game. And so with the girls, you would have, it was like an empty space and you had a whole floor. Now each Powerpuff, right? Like everyone had their own power, but there will also be a stipulation with each one. So your goal was obviously to hit as many people as you could with the pillows within, I think it was like a minute or whatever you had, 35 seconds, something like that, I don't know. And each one would have their own power. So like one person, you could throw the fastest, but you move slower than everybody else. Then in one person, it's like you can move fastest, but you throw your pillow slower than everybody else. So it's like if you throw your pillow slow, you got a time where they're going to be and not where they're at the second. Because if you throw it, by the time it gets to them, they're going to have moved and you're going to get jacked up.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Then I think somebody else, they could, you could like rejuvenate faster or something. So like if you got hit, you were like timed out for a second, you couldn't move. So I think somebody could get up faster. So you had to choose wisely. And so even if your favorite Powerpuff was your favorite, she might not be the one to pick because she's going to get beat up if you don't know how to play with her right. Really a situation. If you know, baby, you know. Let's keep moving. Okay, so I got 2 really, really good ones. I'm gonna really get into it. I got one that you remember and one that you forgot about. I love this, y'all. So there was this game, I think it was like Trick or Treat something, and they would like really broadcast it obviously around Halloween time, but you could play it all year round, which I loved. It was like hand in hand with like UNICEF at the time, and you would gather all these coins and stuff, and I think they would like donate some of whatever like you earned on the game to the UNICEF Foundation, which I thought was really super cool. But you would play and you would have to go around and as like these, in your costume or whatever, and try to collect these coins and meet with Dexter and all of your favorite characters. They're trick-or-treating at the time. So Dexter, Sheep, in the big city, all of them, they're out there and you have to meet with them. And oh my gosh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you forgot about it, you're welcome, because now you didn't. Now, although that game was cute, I'm finna bring out the heat. Because I know you guys forgot about G-Tunes. G-Tunes was exclusive. Y'all remember that? G-Tunes was like a time, like it was only a little bit I swear it was here and gone. But while it was here, we were all obsessed. Like, I feel like, I think it stopped in like 2006. They got rid of G-Tunes. But what it was is you basically could get online and play other little games on Cartoon Network, and you would not create. Look at me, I need a nap. You would collect like pogs or these little G points, I don't know, and it would be of your favorite character. So like you'd be playing, a random game, and it'd be like, oh, you've collected, you've earned this pog or this or whatever they would call little orbits, whatever, I don't know. And each one would be worth something. Like it would have a certain amount of points on it. So like if you're playing a game and you collected Johnny Bravo, he's worth like, 10 points or whatever. You collected so-and-so. And what you would have to do is you would strategize. It was kind of like if you could imagine like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, something like a game where it's like you want to have whatever. Oh, you got this. Well, I'm gonna pull out this, and you had to really know your pogs, know who you had, and be able to play them accordingly.
And that's on who? The man had a little lamb.
Now, the cool part about this was some people from certain shows, they worked very well together. Like if you had a certain Ed and Eddie character, he will or she will work really good with, or not good, work very well. Bing, bing, bing. I'm a grammar Nazi, you guys. Please forgive me. I hate that. Look, can I just stop real quick? I hate when things are said incorrectly or like spelled incorrectly, because I swear two and your and there be beating y'all ass on this internet, and it drives me nuts. So I just please forgive me if I correct myself, because I can't stand it. I'm like, bruh. Anyway, so some of these characters, they would play very well with others. So if you had like Double D, surprisingly, he would play very well with Buttercup or with like Bubbles or somebody because of whatever. Or if you had like Dexter, he would, you would get more points if he's playing with, I don't know, I Am Weasel, because they're both like smart and cunning in a way. It's weird. And then if you collected, like if you had all three of the Pop-Up Girls and then all three, Ed and Eddie, like that, you were like unstoppable, because it's like they had this mashup where it was just like, you can't beat this, like you can't beat that group.
I am inevitable.
And then they had it where I think you could trade with other people. You could like, and I remember I was trying to get, I'm like, look, I'll give you every last, I think I had like a Bugs Bunny, and then they had like the OG characters too. So they had like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, the Looney Tunes, all that stuff. And they would be worth little bits and pieces here, depending on what you had. I'm like, listen, I'll give you every last Taz I got. I'll give you 30 of these if you just give me that one. And they're like, nah, if you give me that, I remember I was trying to, I don't even remember what the character was. I was trying to get this for like ever, and I just could not get it. And then they got rid of it before I could, and I just was never able to complete this set so that way I could be unstoppable. And I was just so heartbroken. If you remember that cartoon, I think it was at the time, it was Cartoon Orbit, was like the theme. And that was the game. Now, if you ain't played that, you missed out. Just look it up and you might get a little nostalgia from it. Moving right along. You guys, if you don't know, okay, Space Jam. I know they came out with a new Space Jam 2, which was butt for real, but we ain't gonna talk about that today. Preach up. Space Jam, it was, but I don't care. It was, I'm gonna just say this. Look, Space Jam, like, Space Jam 2 was for the kids, like for the new kids, like, because they got LeBron James. They don't even really know who the Looney Tunes are. So it's like, but to us, it was giving weak sauce. Like it was cute for the kids, but it's not no welcome to the, like, it's not, no, it wasn't given. So I just needed to get that out because it haunts me at night. Okay. It keeps me up, Buttercup. But back when Space Jam was the thing and it was cool, Space Jam had a website, and it was in 1996. They had the, all the Looney Tunes, all the stuff. And the cool part about this is, you guys, the Space Jam original website is still live today. That is right. You can still go to the Space Jam website, and it is exactly the same way it was in 1996. You just have to go to spacejam.com/1996 / and it'll take you to that one. Because if you just do Space Jam, it's going to take you to the new stuff. And no, we don't talk about the new one because it was definitely but which they don't happen. That's still on there, and it still has all the quizzes, all the games, all the trivia, all the whatever else on there, all the little printable little color pages. And if you guys want to see what our computer games used to look like, get over there and you're going to be like, this is trash. But to us at the time, we're like, wow, Taz is on the internet. Like it was everything to us. So I don't know. You can still check that out. And I used to play on there constantly. I had all the little, and it was only like 3 or 4 things you could do on there. But to us, it was like everything. So you can still go on there and check it out. Now we're going to get down to some nitty gritty, to some good stuff. This is for the girls. This is for the girls. This is for the girls, y'all. I tweeted about this a week or so ago. And the girls who get it. And the girls who don't, they just don't. Because Dolls Mania Can we talk about it? Can we talk Dolls Mania? Dolls Mania was, and for the guys, like the best way I can describe this to y'all, like, look, you know how when 2K come out every year and you sit and build your dream dude, like you gonna be 6 foot with the tats, with the fade, make him 7 foot. He gonna be a big man. Make his wingspan like this, and you sit and you calculate and you take hours to sit and build your dream dude every year for 2K. That is exactly how the girls felt every day when we would sit up and play Dolls Mania. And basically it was these little dolls and you had like maybe 4 poses, and it would have hundreds and thousands of clothes, shirts, skirts, high heels, and there were these little dolls. They probably like on the computer were probably about as big as my thumbnail, like sincerely. And you would take the tops and put them with the bottoms and you would mix and match and you would be building your dream bitch. I wondered, if I could, and literally the whole time you're thinking like, if my mom would let me wear I would wear this to school. I would have this and da. And mind you, the clothes were really cute. Most of them were school appropriate, but some of them little skirts was skirting. And I'm like, I want this little skirt with the split with the little clickety-clackety hip. Oh my God, you would spend hours. They had all the hairstyles you ever wanted, all the like skin tones, and they did not discriminate. It didn't matter what your skin tone, your hair or color, whatever. They had it all on there. And it would have like, then sometimes you guys, they would even have like the couples. So it could be like you and your bae. So you can build you and so whoever your little crush was, you like, ooh, here go me and Tommy. This is what we're gonna look like. For those of you who are from Pittsburgh, you be like, this gonna be my Kennywood outfit. You gotta be from Pittsburgh to get that. I'm sorry. If you know that Penn Hills picnic, baby, you had to pull up right. Okay. Your Penn Hill, let me tell you something real quick. I gotta just throw this out here. For those of you guys who are not from Pittsburgh, okay, Kennywood is basically like this theme park that was just like, it's absolutely terrible, but it's absolutely wonderful. If you go to Pittsburgh, you must go there at least once.
It's lit.
Penn Hills picnic. Let me tell you something. Penn Hills picnic was, it was basically like every school district had their quote unquote picnic that you're off school for the day, okay, and your whole school district will go to Kennywood for the day, and you guys would enjoy and have fun. It didn't matter what district you was from, Woodland Hills, wherever, Alderdice, it didn't matter. Those picnics was cool, but everybody went to Penn Hill. Penn Hill's picnic was like the epitome. It was like the Met Gala.
They want me to go to the Met Gala. I want a burger, sit in the gala.
I'm trying to tell you, if you from Pittsburgh, I know you're cracking up right now because it's literally like the Met Gala. You were planning your outfit a month in advance. I knew girls who were they was like, listen, we got this website. Don't you tell nobody where we got this from. We got exclusive stuff. Some of their moms was like hairdressers. So it's like they had the best of the best, tip of the top. And you were judged by what you had on. Oh, baby, if you pulled up to the Penn Hills picnic and you were looking crazy, they going to talk about you for the next 2 weeks because everybody's going to know you had to have it on deck. I just had to throw that out there. So if you were putting your Penn Hills picnic outfit together on Dolls Mania for a fact. And it was really, really cute and cool. And it was just like, I don't know, you would literally spend hours on there just building like, oh, I wish I looked like this. Well, not look like this, but like had the outfits and stuff. Oh my goodness, this is so fly. This is so fly. It was a lituation. All right, I'm going to get down to some real good nitty gritty ones. All right, y'all. We're going to talk. Y'all remember Roller Coaster Tycoon? Roller Coaster Tycoon really just taught me how morbid and just messed up we probably were as children, because I'm like, did you really play Roller Coaster Tycoon if you didn't make the roller coaster make it go 1,000,000 miles an hour so all the people would fly off? Or was that just me and I need help?
Stop it. Get some help.
Don't make me sound like I'm crazy, because yes, she did. He was like, oh, we're going to make this roller coaster go 90 miles an hour. Yeah. And they would just, they would go flying off. And it was good times. Now, back then, we didn't have just like a whole vast of internet games to play. So they would have games come out on CD-ROM. You're like, what's a CD-ROM? Glad you asked. So CD, it was literally like a disc. You have to stick into like the not the monitor. That was like, so computers, they used to be in two pieces. You would have like the screen, and then you would have this big ass just chunk of junk honk, okay, that you had to connect. And this would go where all your floppy disks, Google it, where your CDs, your discs, Google it, all that stuff we had to stick in to save and all that. So everything was in two different compartments. It wasn't all just in one compact laptop. And you would have to take this and download whatever game with a CD and play it like that. So we had roller coaster time, and this is where the Sims, when it first came out, it was all on CDs. It wasn't just like downloadable. And we would play these tycoon games all day and just build like your dream theme park. It was pretty cool. Now, for my last little bit, y'all, we're gonna wrap this up, but I'm gonna hit you with some bangers. Oh, the bangers. I got three good ones, y'all. All right. This is when like in the early, well, kind of like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of, where they just kind of started incorporating computer. What's a computer? What is that? A Kim Kardashian computer? Computer. They just started incorporating more and more computer stuff into like schools. Because like when I was little, we didn't really have a lot of that because computers weren't like a huge thing just yet. But as I grew up, by the time I hit like, I don't know, like late elementary, they had computer games. Do y'all remember Math Blaster? Yes, you do, because that's how you learn to add like this. Math Blaster was it. And I'm telling y'all, we would play Math Blaster every day. Like we didn't just play it and beat it yesterday, because it would come up with different math problems, different equations. You could change the settings to be easy or whatever the case. If you was a beast, it was like, okay, oh, you could do times tables. Oh my goodness, you got to go save the galaxy messing around with Math Blaster. They had that, and they had the Jumpstart games. Y'all remember that little dog? You have to go in there, and I had the dog when they had like different ones. They had Jumpstart numbers, they had letters, alphabet, and it would teach you essentially how to math, how to read, how to write, whatever. And this was just like the thing. It was like the new wave of, stuff to do to help us learn. Do y'all remember Outnumbered? Listen, look at this. I know y'all looking like, what? Oh, yes. And you would have to go through that high school with that little robot and find the little pieces or stop the robots. You weren't the robot. You were like, it was the guy with the little blue jacket. It was so weird. Google Outnumbered right now if you don't remember, and your jaw's going to hit the floor like, oh my God, I remember. Make sure you get you a little slice of that nostalgia today. You're welcome. Because when I remembered it, I was like, oh my gosh, that was a banger. And we used to sit online, you guys. I done hit this mic like 3 times. I sorry, Mr. Microphone. Mommy loves you. Because I got nails on y'all. For those of you who are my age, don't ask. Y'all remember back when we had to do it the hard way. There wasn't just a whole plethora of games and stuff. You had to download and hope that it worked and pray it didn't break. And good times, you guys. Whew. I love when I got good stuff to talk about. I can't help but run my mouth, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to another episode of the Pretty Nerd Time Machine. What was one of your favorite computer games to play? What was some of y'all favorite ones that I forgot about? Some of your favorites that really, really helped you through your childhood? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like I tell you, you want to come on here and debate the queen? You hop right over to prettynerdtimemachine.com and run right over to my contact section. Throw your info in there and I'll hit you up if you hit me up, and we will set it up and get you on here. Let's debate and work it out, little baby. I love to hear it. Y'all, thank you so much. As always, you stay lit, you stay cool, and you stay nostalgic. Yo, squares. Check you later.